Hi everyone, my name is Mary Beth. Welcome to my channel. So today we're going to ask the divine, for the divine masculine and the divine feminine, what these new lunar and planetary things that are going on right now, how it's going to affect the divine feminine, divine masculine collective. And so we had a new moon in Gemini on May 22nd that will last a couple of weeks until the full moon. That will happen. I'm sorry, I don't know my date. Anyway, it'll last for 2 weeks, the new moon in Gemini. And then June 5th, there is a lunar eclipse. So we're going to ask what is going on with the divine feminine, divine. I did ask for a few just themes that are going to be happening, and so I think you'll be really pleased with some of the themes. So for some of you, there will be messages coming in. So again, this is during the two-week time of the Gemini new moon, as well as whatever the lunar eclipse that starts on June 5th. So possibly we'll just say for the month of June. Okay, so for some of you, for the month of June, messages will come in. Or for some of you, this just means look for messages. So there'll be some messages from the divine coming in for you, and just keep looking for clues as to what's going on. And then for some of you, you will be receiving a text or message or phone call or something from your twin flame. And then also we have differences. And so this is a time when we notice each other's differences, right? We notice that, people don't think like you, people don't act like you, people don't look like you, and we all have differences. And so now is the time to be accepting of everybody's, as challenging as other people's differences can be. This is a time of integrating everyone's differences with your own. And if you look at my other videos from before, I kind of talk about the shadow side and what they're projecting from you, that you're projecting onto them, stuff that you are suppressing in yourself. Is something you need just to incorporate and accept about yourself, and just be whole and just say it's okay. If you think someone is being selfish, or if someone is being, ignorant, just go ahead and notice that aspect in yourself, and then go ahead and, make peace with it. And of course, it doesn't have to be those, whatever triggers you, okay? All right, and then the last thing we have is playful. So this is a time of playful energies. So this is a time when we are sending playful energies towards our twin flames. We ourselves are in a time of celebration and playing and just having fun. And I know that during these challenging times, people have not been really diving deep into their joy and fun time. And so now they're saying it's time to do that. Now is the time to say, okay, we did a bunch of work, we did a bunch of purging, we did a bunch of healing, we've had some awakenings here. And now is the time to play. Okay, so let's look at the divine masculine first. It says pull two cards. Two cards, please. What is this new moon in Gemini, as well as the June 5th lunar eclipse, going to bring for the collective divine masculine? Two cards, please. What is it going to bring? Ooh, oh my gosh. Okay. This is what it says. It says, you're very close to achieving your goal. You are very close to achieving your goal. Oh. And then we have a new romantic cycle begins. Yes, so for many of you, this is a new romantic cycle beginning. And so the lunar eclipse, June 5th, is bringing this for a lot of people, as well as the new moon in Gemini. Yeah, the new moon in Gemini, of course, is about the twins. Yay, twins! Yay, twin flames! Venus is also going into retrograde. Mercury's going to retrograde. Pluto's going into retrograde. You name it, everything's going into retrograde. I think Jupiter's going into retrograde. Anyway, and so, Gemini is all about, we have two sides to everything, and it's again about the mirroring. And the Gemini is about having, like, it could be like two different people in one, and so it's almost like this with the differences, right? It's just like you might be mirroring back each other, your differences and your triggers. And so the Gemini, new moon in Gemini, is all about healing that and accepting it and incorporating that into the we are all one. I know I make it sound easier than what it is. But basically, try thinking about a permission rose in between you and another person, whether this be your twin or whether it be just the person you have differences with. And just remember, my own little world is not technically correct or not correct, but it's mine and it's how I navigate the world. And their own little world is how they navigate the world. It may not be correct for you and it may not work for you, but it works for them. Anyway, so if this is you and your twin flame, maybe that would be beneficial for you. And a new romantic cycle is beginning for a lot of you. Okay. That's exciting. Okay, but let's look at the Divine Feminine and see what this says about the Divine Feminine. So this has to do with the Lunar Eclipse. So this is more personal to the Divine Feminine. I chose this deck because it'll be a little more personal, like maybe what you still need to work on. But anyway, so this is the Lunar Eclipse and the Gemini New Moon for the Divine Feminine Collective. What 2 cards do you want? What themes will be for the Divine Feminine during the Gemini New Moon? Okay. Yes, so we got Queen of the Moon, Sovereignty. Okay, and then we have Dark Moon, the Void. Right, okay. So before this happens, so this is what they're telling me. So before this whole thing happens with, you're very close, because it's two bodies in one soul. So before because you are about to achieve your goal and you are about to have a new romantic cycle beginning. Before you do, there's going to be a bit of a void. Maybe you're not going to feel anything energetically. Maybe it's going to feel like you guys have disconnected. It's going to be a time to really go within and just be by yourself. It's like dark moon is like a time of where you're just kind of by yourself. What's the word I'm looking for? Like in winter, dormant. Just kind of dormant. And so you're gonna feel a time of, almost like you're on your own. That's what they're telling me. You're gonna feel this void. And this is kind of like your final test, that you can go through this void of not being able to energetically feel your significant other, your divine counterpart. You may not even be able to feel your divine spiritual entourage, I call them. And you're going to very much feel into your own sovereignty. Okay. So they're asking you, so it's kind of like a final test, right? And so really feel into this, like, I am strong. I am loving. I unconditionally love my twin flame. I unconditionally love myself. I unconditionally love this journey. I am doing well. I am celebrating everything that I have gone through. I have gone through the most excruciating healing type journey, dark night of the souls, whatever it is, right? And so they're asking you to be in this sovereignty time before this new romantic cycle begins. Really call back all of you, call back all of your energies. Woo-hoo. Come back. Call back all of your shadows. Call back everything that you've been suppressing. Really go within and be whole and accept all of yourself. Okay? And know that you're not alone, even though you're going to feel like you're in a void before this happens. Just know you're so close. It's almost like your soul is giving you this final test, the void. You're going to feel, some of you might feel alone. Some of you might feel like people have left. You might feel like your twin has energetically left. You're not going to feel your twin maybe as much. You're going to feel this kind of silent. So this is what they're telling me. I used to work on Wall Street, and they had this thing called like a silent period where before like an IPO, before like a stock was publicly released, they had this silent period where no one was allowed to talk. It's BS, really. I didn't even want to go talk about, but anyway, it's kind of a metaphor for before this new cycle begins. It's almost like a silent period where it's kind of like they want to put you into this place of trust, where you're just like trusting and you don't have any evidence at all. Like nothing. You have no evidence that anything's going to happen, but yet this is who you are. Okay. Trusting. Look, she's no joke, right? She's sitting here like, you know what? I know that it looks like nothing's happening. It feels like nothing's happening. Sounds like nothing's happening. Smells like nothing's happening. Like none of my senses. It feels like nothing's happening. And you're going to feel like you're in this void first, is what they're telling me. And don't freak out. Stay calm. Okay? Stay calm and trust. But let me get some clarifiers. What does this mean, the void and sovereignty? So what does this all mean? What exactly, for the divine feminine, what is this about? Why do we have the void and sovereignty here, please? What is this about? What is this final test about? Or maybe not so final test, who knows? I like to think it is, but I could be wrong. Yeah. Right, so they want you to get out of this trapped feeling, okay? So some of you feel like you're locked in this bird cage of illusions, although you feel like you're trapped, so you don't know it's an illusion. You think it's real. So you think you're trapped in this world of whatever it is your belief systems are, is what they're telling me. So again, picture, I think I said this in another video, where picture your belief systems as a bunch of pictures all over your aura. It's like covering up like a big wall. And now you've made yourself a little bird cage. You've made yourself this little cage of your belief systems that's trapping you. And so try to ground those in, right? So take like, I just love this one teacher that I bought a bunch of his classes, so I'm like quoting him. I just love this new teacher that I have. His name is Jeff Allen. Anyway, so he talks about a permission rose that you put between you and other people. And so that way you're able to energetically be open to other people's belief systems and just be open to other belief systems to let yourself be more open. Otherwise, it creates this kind of chaotic. It is, like I said, it locks you up, like it's all over your aura. He explains it like a bunch of pictures that's plastered all over your aura, and now you're not really letting any new information come in, and now you're stuck in your own thought process, and you're overanalyzing everything based on these belief systems that may be correct to you, but at the same time is trapping you. And so you want to kind of release that. That's what this void is for, I guess. This void is to be free. Allow that all to go and be free and just feel like you're all one with everyone. Release. I mean, obviously, you don't have to think your belief systems are not correct, but they're just asking you to let your guard down. Let this big guard down and allow yourself to energetically, freely feel into the connection with all people, all entities, all energies. And yes, there are people with bad behavior for a fact. You think? Yet they're a part of us. They're an aspect of us. We are not energetically disconnected from anyone. Okay, it's an illusion that we're separated from them. And so they're asking us to feel into this void. It's so weird. So this is what they're telling me. So it's almost like they're gonna make, for some of you, or maybe some of you have already, maybe for some of you, you already went through this. Or maybe you're gonna go through it maybe a little bit again. Maybe you've been going through this a lot and maybe just a tiny bit more, where you're gonna feel very disconnected from everyone. Well, of course, right? And this is what's happening, right? People are being quarantined everywhere, and so you're feeling kind of disconnected, and you're feeling like maybe alone. And so during this time, during this lunar eclipse, and this whatever else is going on planetary in June is all about feeling into the we're really, are we really separated? It's like that question. It's like I feel a void. I feel like I'm not connected. I feel like and it's okay to feel independent, but if you really look at the alone, it's really like all one is what they're telling me. So like if you feel like you're alone, that's the illusion, and the truth is we are all one. Even though it doesn't spell exactly ALL. But anyway, you know what I'm saying. And so it's almost like a final test for I'm getting with the divine feminines. I don't know about the divine masculines, but definitely for the divine feminine side, is that we need to kind of go through this dark night of the soul, tiny one more time, a tiny dark night of the soul, before this new romantic cycle begins. Okay, because this is going to begin for both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. It's just a matter of trusting the universe without having any physical, confirmation. Like none, or energetic, or I don't know, because I don't know what's going to happen. It could be. I don't know if you're already going through this. I don't know if you've already gone through this, or like all of a sudden, like you're feeling so energetically connected to your twin flame, and all of a sudden you feel like it kind of stopped, or like something happened where it's going through they're telling me incubation period. It's almost like an incubation period, a silent period, and it's to help you realize that you're not trapped. It's to help you realize. It's to help to get you out of your head. But let me get another card here. Okay. What is this about? Can I have one more clarifier on sovereignty and the void, please? One more clarifier on sovereignty and the void, please. What is this about? What am I not sharing here? Okay, we got a grove. So this is the grove. Can you see that? Sorry. Anyway, so if I had my glasses, this is a new deck. It looks like it's literally a cat sitting in this beautiful garden all by themselves, all right, surrounded by flowers, okay? And so, and 21 equals 3. So the 3 is also about creativity. It's also about seeing the glasses half full. It's about being optimistic. And it's like you're, even though you have no physical proof that anything's changing, it's like you're sitting on your throne, you're sitting in the grove, you're feeling free, you're loving life, and you're trusting. And you're like, yeah, I am achieving this goal, and I feel very close to achieving this goal. And I feel like Yes, I'm going through this void, this dark moon period, this dormant period, but at the same time, even though I feel disconnected, I just know that that's just an illusion, and I can go within and feel the connectedness with all. It's very high vibrational. It's almost like I almost feel like it's a final test. Let me get one more for the Divine Feminine from this deck. Can I have one more card, please, for the Divine Feminine? What the heck is this? What's going on before this beautiful cycle of a new romantic cycle beginning? Okay. Assessing. Okay, right. So it's a time for assessing, reevaluating. So you're assessing the situation, you are going within, and you are figuring out, for some of you, why you're still feeling trapped and what belief systems need to be grounded. Figuring out how to feel into this oneness with all so that you're at peace, because that's the ultimate achievement, right? Is feeling at peace. No matter how much other people are in fear, you are at peace, showing your compassion to people no matter what, and feeling like I am not in fear, I am happy, I am sovereignty, I am in bliss, living my life. And it's almost like when you become the earth, it's like when you become one and you are one with Gaia, one with Source, one with the animal kingdom, one with humanity, and you really feel into that. Meditation may have to take place for that. Then you will no longer feel like you're in this void. You will no longer really believe in that illusion of being by yourself or feeling alone. You will feel no longer trapped. You will feel free, and you'll be more playful. And so for some of you in June, there could be a message coming in. And for some of you, a new romantic cycle begins. Now, for some of you, this could be July, because it looks like there's a period first. It's almost like a silent period first, is what I'm getting. A void period where you feel nothing. You know how sometimes like you have a feeling something good's going to happen? This looks like the opposite. This looks like you have no clue anything's coming. You feel like the opposite. You feel like nothing's coming. And then boom, surprise. And so this could be in July or Libra. It could be the Libra season or September, because it says new moon in Libra. So this could also happen for some in September. Everyone's on their own little journeys. Time is not really a thing. I mean, before you know it's going to be Christmas. I know you know that. So it's not a thing. We're all on our own, and it depends on what timeline you're on, right? It really just depends on where you're vibrationally sitting. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull one more card to get an overall. I want my Moonology. Here we go. I'm going to pull one more Moonology card of advice. One more card for advice. I usually don't use these moon cards, so I don't know how that's going to look, but we'll see for the collective. Yeah. It's advice, by the way. Surrender to the divine. We got some advice there. Surrender to the divine. All right. So this, I guess that's also what it's about. It's about surrendering to the divine. They're asking you to do this by the full moon. So you have 2 weeks from the Gemini. Oh, I'm just joking. So working on surrendering to the divine, feeling sovereignty, not alone, and not buying into So the void is all about nothingness, the gap, where there is no thing that comes between you and the rest of the entities. Nothing that comes in between you and source, energy, spirit. It's like 0 point energy or something. 0 point, ZERO, point energy, neutrality. It's blissful, is what they're telling me. It's blissful. When you're at that 0 point neutrality, it's like you have transcended over the grid. It's like you've transcended the grid. You're in some kind of knowing that nothing can be taken away from me. It's like almost like a euphoria, this bliss of euphoria. Does that make sense? I'm trying to really explain what they're saying to me. I hope one of those things made sense. Whew. All right. Well, I do hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. If you're interested in a private reading, you can email me at twinflamealchemisttarot@gmail.com, which is basically my domain name. And I will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.